So, according to these archetypes, there is then no excuse why that man cannot be the man that you need him to be. Because all of these different archetypes are expressions of Yahweh. They're all expressions of Daddy God. I want to turn and read what Romans 1 verses 20 says. It says, "For since the creation of the world, his invisible attributes are clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made, even his eternal power and Godhead, so that they are without excuse. Because although they knew God, they did not glorify him as God, nor were they thankful, but became futile in their thoughts, and their foolish hearts were darkened." So, a couple things that I want to point out here. The first thing that it mentions in Romans 1 verses 20 is that these aspects of God, these attributes of God, are clearly seen and they're demonstrated at the archetypal level this way. Secondly, it is important for a man to have a Godhead. That way, there is no excuse why he cannot be the man that you need him to be in your life. Third, it talks about, remember, my ori, my and me, right? How your mind and your hearts, right? Those aspects of you can become dark. And that's what happens when a man is not conscious of his archetypes, that his heart is then darkened and his thoughts become futile. I'm reminded of the story of Father Abraham in the Bible, how God, Yahweh, said, "Abraham, I'm going to enter into a covenant with you and I'm going to bless your descendants." But there's a darker side of Abraham where he did not have the archetype of Daddy God, and he created a Hagar and Ishmael that he left in the desert. And so then Daddy God has to step in and give Hagar the Madonna. You also see this happening in the story of Cain and Abel, right? Where Cain was dark because of the relationship that he had to the shepherd boy, Oshumade, right? Killing his brother. You saw how Daddy God steps in as the watchman that says, "Okay, Cain, be careful now because sin lie crouching at your door." So that is the purpose of the Godhead. That way there is no excuse why the man can't be the man that you need him to be.